was interesting. What did you make of his vibe overall?
Something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's like all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people. Them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I gotta respect it, but I think something is definitely off.
When it comes to it, competition is competition, man. This is competition and currency, you know, and you can't be friends in this game. I don't see it. I think that's what makes them soft. It's what makes our era a little bit fragile. So I think the guys like myself that still carry that with the heart of a champion and holding the Ring Magazine world title, I think that maybe we have a different form of looking at it and make boxing great.
In a live interview, Stevenson didn't skirt the subject. He confronts Teofimo Lopez head-on and approaches the truth as he sees it.
I don't carry it that way.
But you're in my way.
The mentality is never going to be that way.
But you're in my way. But you're in my way. So I got to move you out my way. That's how I look at this.
Nope.
Ain't nobody taking food off my table. That's all I'm going to say.
But I'll tell you this, though. You bit more than you could chew.
It's cool. You can feel that way.
For sure.
Come fight night, you're going to realize this is a lot different than being on the outside than being inside of there.
As they all say.
Okay. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Oh my God, mentally, okay. I'm talking about I'm slow in the boxing ring, right?
Mentally.
I'm talking about the boxing ring, what you was talking about. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Okay, you're gonna see. I promise you.
Shakur called Teofimo insane in a way that only fighters could comprehend, bluntly stating that there seems to be a mental problem with him. That edge is precisely what makes him deadly in the ring, so it should be seen as a warning rather than an insult. Honesty struck harder than trash talk at that particular moment. In essence, Shakur is suggesting that if you know how to use it, unpredictability may be a weapon. However, when the discussion shifted to levels, he didn't blur the borders, stating unequivocally that Teao would lose a bout if Teofimo ever intervened alongside Terence Crawford. Completely stop.
You feel the same way watching him as an amateur?
I'll be honest, I'm gonna be real honest. He was a lot better younger.
Oh, he was better when he was younger?
Especially at the JOs, yo, Junior Olympics.
He
was whooping feet, yo.
All right, it's crazy with it.
Yeah, he was mad nice.
You don't think he developed enough power or something?
It's not about the power. I think that he just focusing too much on one arsenal.
What, the defense?
Defense. Yo, don't tell me too much, because I don't want you to say that you told me the game plan, you gave this, so I don't want no excuses. So don't say too much.
All right, Canelo Crawford.
No, I could give him that. I could tell him all the game plans and everything, because a true master in anything in boxing, the sport, you got to master yourself. You got to learn how to beat yourself. So if I give you all the tools on how to beat me, and I beat you,
I already know how to beat you, bro.
Nobody beat me.
I already know how to beat you.
He's talking about, like, once through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terence?
I'm not going to say he's on the Terence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
A vintage video from December 2018 demonstrates that Shakur, Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez's regard was always genuine appreciation prior to the stakes, which makes the occasion even more intriguing. The tone is altered by the pressure and the belts. This rivalry has depth because of that. Fake beef isn't its foundation. It is based on two skilled fighters who are aware of each other's potential for harm, familiarity, and self-assurance. When Terence Crawford adds his voice, it becomes inadvertently humorous. After giving everyone the polite title of great fighter, Bud nonchalantly turns around and declares a Teofimo battle a trash fight, as if he were discussing not eating leftovers. Just stark honesty, without rage or tirade. And it strikes harder than trash talk ever could when it comes from someone as accurate and well-respected as Crawford.
What is so special about Shakur?
The way he is, he's just technical, you know? He's very smart when he's in there. You know, he's still young. We're both the same age, 20 years old. But we got a lot to Shakur, you know, he's getting up there. So his name speaks for itself. You know, he's a 2016 silver medalist. So, you know, and one of the best in that far in the amateurs in USA, so it speaks for itself. Shakur Stevenson is here for the present and the future.
Great. Tank Davis. Great.
Pitbull Cruz.
Great.
Teofimo Lopez.
Trash.
Devin Haney.
Great.
Goose.
Great.
Nello.
Great.
And your opponent this weekend.
The atmosphere somehow becomes even more wild when Ryan Garcia enters the conversation immediately following Terence Crawford's brutally cool remarks, since Ryan's boxing commentary is always part analysis and half group chat energy. Yeah, this is exactly how real fighters debate fights when the cameras aren't supposed to be rolling. I thought to myself as I listened to this, there are bets flying about like it's poker night, with no suits or filters. Ryan's choice to lock in on Shakur Stevenson wasn't made lightly either. His dissecting it, saying things like, "This turns into chess before it turns into damage." In fact, I agree with the main thrust of his argument. The kind of persistent pressure that causes Shakur to panic and ride around the ring is not applied by Teofimo. Floods are not a concern for Shakur. 1 or 2 lightning strikes at a time are his concern. Furthermore, Ryan's statement that it gets ugly late is not disrespectful. That's speaking from experience. In essence, he's suggesting that the jigsaw begins to fall apart as soon as Shakur reads the timing.
Shakur, I know we were, going at it right now, but I do have you beating him. I do see that your style, he can't with. Oh, sorry, damn, I cussed myself. My
And
bad.
you're on
Damn,
the
my
show.
bad.
That's the second night for you.
That's a fine, yo. That's a fine.
But there, I gotta say one thing, Teofimo does got that rock on him. He has that one-punch power. I see that, you fought a little different with what's his name, Cepeda. Do you think you're gonna fight that same way, or it's gonna be a little different? I see it a little different, but
When I fight Teo, I'm gonna have to fight different that night. I could do it all, bro. I got so much things in my arsenal to where I could do everything that I need to do to come.
Teofimo don't even put pressure like that. How can he be on a pedal bite if he don't put no pressure, real pressure like that?
But Teo could crack a little bit.
Yeah, he can crack, but he's not a pressure fighter.
They both got tough defense, though.
Yeah, Shakur just has to watch for a single shot here, single shot there. He's not gonna worry about volume, coming forward, hard-hitting guys. He's gonna be watching for 1, 2 shots at a time. Teofimo just doesn't put pressure like that for Shakur to even run. That's just what it is. Unless he changes up his whole game plan and his whole fighting style, which he possibly could and shock me. But at the end of the day, Shakur's gonna pick him apart. I can see it, bro. One, Teo don't even do good with counter punchers, and another thing, he don't even do good with southpaws. And now you got a southpaw counter puncher? Come on, bro. This is a bad matchup for Teo. Bad matchup.
It's gonna be like Sandor Martin all over again.
The most amusing thing is how self-assured everyone seems while vehemently disagreeing. They seem to be discussing legacy while wagering lunch money. One side claims that Shakur dissects him. The other claims that Timo eventually breaks him and that no one is giving up. You can tell Ryan is witnessing a matchup nightmare rather than a highlight reel when he nonchalantly throws the southpaw counterpuncher line like it's checkmate. This wasn't clout talk, whether you agree with it or not. This was combatants debating timing, inches, and habits. The energy completely shifts when Teofimo Lopez takes the stage after Ryan breaks it down like a late-night group chat debate, because this is where confidence turns into fire. This isn't trash talk, it's full main character energy. Standing as if Madison Square Garden is his personal testing ground, Teofimo talks about legacy, pressure, and fighting without a safety net, not as arrogance but as belief. He sounds relaxed, joking one moment and preaching excellence the next, while everyone else feels tense. He doesn't deny the chaos, he accepts it, essentially saying he's just being himself, and if that bothers anyone, that's their problem.
Were there any concessions you have to make, any stipulations that are of interest? Is there a rematch clause in this?
No rematch clause. We risk it all the time. No need for a rematch clause. Oh my goodness, man, this thing means everything to me. This is just another fighter, another column into my own pedigree, to my own style. This is what it is, and what better way than here at Madison Square Garden. This will be number 10 fighting here in the Mecca. This will be number 5 in the big room. So I'm very blessed, I'm very thankful, and nevertheless, man, I want more. Let's see who we get after this. We just gotta keep it going, man. We're not even in our prime yet. I know I said it earlier, but we're not in our prime. I'll say it to you guys. If you wanna be liked in boxing, be good at it. You wanna be loved in boxing, be great at it, or be the best at it. But if you want to be hated in boxing, be the greatest at it. It's just point blank period, and I think that's what it is. And what it comes down to is that they got to bring a lightweight to come over here and try to take and dethrone Teofimo because they got no other options. I'm excited for this whole thing. And whether they get it right or wrong, at the end of the day, the right person's going to win that night, and that'll be Teofimo.
Was a great talent, and Teofimo looked great in his last fight. Of course, he didn't have Shakur in front of him. But I think that for Shakur, he has to keep the fight at his distance. If he does that, I think it's a win for him. Teofimo, he's more, he wants to draw you in, he wants to counter punch. He's gonna have to be a different guy this time. He's gonna have to attack. He's gonna have to be leading the fight, or else it's gonna be a boring fight. I don't think it'll be a boring fight, but if he sits back and waits for Shakur, Shakur's gonna wait for him, and it's not gonna be exciting. But I think Teofimo will attack. I think Teofimo has to attack. I think Teofimo has to do what Zepeda did, except for Teofimo's a lot more talented than Zepeda.
This fight is all about patience versus pressure. Shakur must master every layer of his game under Teofimo's relentless attack, or it becomes a masterclass years in the making. Abel's tie prediction shows how razor-close it is. With contrasting styles, confidence, and psychology at play, it won't be a simple win-or-lose night. Shakur bets on timing and control, Teofimo on belief, pressure, and unpredictable sparks, leaving experts sharply divided. A technical masterclass is seen by some. Some perceive disorder. A draw is even perceived by some. To be honest, this fight is important because of that uncertainty. It's not noise. This tension is genuine boxing. The kind where everyone is fighting before the last bell even rings, round by round. It's your turn now. Leave a comment with your thoughts. Let's have a serious conversation about it. Remember to always like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you at the next one.